Hi, Jeff Havens here. I've got a couple minutes before I go on stage, and I just wanted to introduce myself. I speak on professional development, communication, leadership, generational issues, a couple other things, but I do it a little bit differently than most people, a little bit backwards. All the education of a more traditional presentation, all the entertainment value of a comedy show. That's my approach. And I could have filmed this video with a green screen and a big stage behind me, but then you might have thought the only people I talk to are in my basement. So instead, I got this real stage, and I tricked these people into hiring me. They're so gullible. I'm sending this to you because I want your business to be even more successful than I know it already is. Uncrapify your life. Woo is right. I am going to motivate the crap out of you. Yes! Every row is going to be its own group, okay? You're going to imagine that you work together as part of the same team and that there's something going wrong, that there's some kind of problem. And I do not care how you decide this amongst yourselves, but I want you to decide which person in your row is going to be blamed by everybody else in your row. So I want all of the fingers in each row pointing at one person. You have 5 seconds. Ready, go. None of you took 5 seconds. None of you. I said go. You're like, done. Got it. All right. You did not know what I was going to ask you to do. You had no idea ahead of time, but you instinctively knew the weakest among you. You have incorporated tens of thousands of changes into the person that you are today. You've done it continuously, seamlessly, effortlessly, and 99% of the time not even aware of the fact that they've happened to you. And I can't talk like intelligently. I can't predict the future. I don't know what's going to happen in your business in the next 6 or 12 or 18 months. All I do know is that whatever it is, whatever happens, requires no new skill set on your part than what you have spent your entire life perfecting. If there's anything all of you are and have always been an expert at, it's managing change. Well, I'm not here to give you advice. You've had enough of it. I am going to give you permission to act exactly the way that I know you want to act. Because history doesn't remember the good leaders. We don't remember the benevolent people. It's the dictators. It's the tyrants that we never forget. The rules that govern our personal relationships are the same rules that need to be governing our professional relationships. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have the same kind of relationship. Obviously, you're not. What I'm saying is the rules that build, strengthen, and sustain relationships. Active listening, mutual respect, paying attention to your tone of voice, being open-minded, having an open door policy. Those are exactly the same, whether you're talking about dealing with your kids, your spouse, your friends, your family, your colleagues, your bosses, or your employees. Every innovation begins with the question. That is always, always, always true. The Marshall Plan. How can we prevent the mistakes of the Versailles Treaty and prevent the possibility of World War III? Reality television. Do you think people would enjoy making fun of idiots in hot tubs? It's not because we can't think. It's not because we're not smart. We are very smart. You guys are extremely intelligent. It's because we have lied to ourselves. All of us honestly believe that we are masters of multitasking, that we can do 2 or 3 or 5 things all at the same time. We brag about it, and we're lying to ourselves. The only thing keeping you from your next big idea is whether or not you take the time it will require in order for you to find the good answers to those questions to then move you forward. Ask, think, do, repeat. That is all this is. That's all it ever has been. It's never been complicated, and every single one of you knows how to do this and has been doing it your entire life. This is what you've heard, right? You've heard the matures, the boomers, Gen X, and Gen Y, or as I like to call them, really old people that don't think that they're old people, whiny people who can't decide if they're old or young people, and tiny little baby people. I think the most important thing, the most important sentence for young people to understand if you want to have a happy career anywhere that you ever work is, advancement is a process, it is not a right. I know you older folks are sick of being told that the world is changing faster now than it used to, but it's the truth. But here's the really important thing to appreciate. For you older people, for me, for everybody who, like I said earlier, who developed a sense of self before the internet really started taking off, the world is changing faster now than it used to. For all the young people today, though, the world is changing at exactly the same speed that it always has. This is the only pace they've ever known. This is their normal. It's why they like it. All right, young people, I want you to find yourself an old person. Old people, you just find yourself a baby person in here, and I want you to give them a hug, okay?